A look at the T-Mobile Galaxy S2, an easy way to check your iPhone upgrade eligibility, and Android's Facebook tablet app versus the iPad's new Facebook app, today on App Judgment. This episode of App Judgment is brought to you by the 2012 Ford Fiesta.
Welcome to App Judgment, your source for mobile application news and reviews. I'm Graham Hancock.
And I'm Mauricio Balvanera, and you should check into GetGlue right now. Let other people know you're watching. So we're in hardware season right now.
Definitely.
Did you order your phone?
I ordered my 4S on last Friday night, and just got confirmation from Verizon that it's going to be it's shipped. I'll have it on Friday, this Friday.
Exciting for you iPhone
bye
owners.
AT&T, so long.
To the curb. For you Android owners, you know we're all excited about the Nexus Prime. That hasn't been announced yet. We don't know what it is yet, and we do have this guy here, the T-Mobile Galaxy S2. We'll get into details in a sec. Yeah,
that's right. Later in the show, Chris Jennings and I are going to compare Android's tablet Facebook app to the new iPad Facebook app just released yesterday. But first, let's run through some of the top mobile app news that you clicked on over at twitter.com/appjudgment. Starting with a quick look at T-Mobile's Galaxy S2.
So let's do something fun here. Let's start with the cons of this phone. This is a 800 by 480 resolution screen on a 4.5-inch
It's a big screen.
It's huge. But what that means, it's actually one of the lowest resolution phones of most modern phones right now. So that's kind of a bummer. It's running what is it, TouchWiz interface, which it's not the greatest. The other thing is it's running 1.5 Snapdragon processor, which for some reason is benchmarking slower than the 1.2 gigahertz Exynos, which Samsung's been running on other phones. But having said that, the screen is gorgeous. It doesn't matter that it's the lowest resolution.
And they're using really large fonts, so everything is all clean and anti-aliased. I mean, it's a really beautiful experience when you're looking at it.
Yeah.
So.
In terms of speed, this lower benchmarking thing doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Smoking fast. And the TouchWiz, I mean, it's bloatware. It's not a true pure Android experience, but it's not all that bad. So I'm not going to judge this phone right now because I've only had it for about a day and a half, but I'm pretty happy with it so far.
Yeah,
so.
And I used it a little bit this afternoon, and I would say it is hands down the fastest and the fastest and the best user experience that I've had on an Android device that I can think of in recent memory. It's snappy, everything, all your apps load really quick. I'm looking forward to playing with it some more. So by the numbers, it may not stack up against some stuff that's coming out later this year, but experience-wise, and I think that's all that really matters, is it's great. It's a great Android phone. Which
makes me even more excited for the Nexus Prime. It was supposed to be announced at CTIA this week, but it was, I guess they decided not to announce it. They pushed it off, I guess out of respect for Steve Jobs' passing. There was rumors that it was because Samsung was still dealing with some lawsuits and patent stuff that they wanted to take out of Ice Cream Sandwich. That rumor's been debunked. Tech drama doesn't matter. But for you iPhoneers, for those of you on AT&T who are going to stick with Apple and want to pre-order an iPhone 4S, or perhaps switch to Verizon, you can use the AT&T Upgrader app. And the reason that this kind of doubles as a carrier switching application is that it tells you when your term is up.
So you could cancel your contract without a fee, right? Another way to do this is if you go to your phone app and dial in *639# and you're on AT&T, it'll automatically pull up that info as well. It'll send you a text message from AT&T saying you're either eligible or you're not. And I did that this afternoon, and even though I've switched to Verizon, I am eligible to upgrade to an iPhone 4S on my AT&T phone. So
you've got two options there. One of them, actually they're not going to charge you for the text message that they send. So both versions both ways of doing this are completely free.
Cool. Well, let's run quickly through some notable apps and updates this week. Daily design deal site Fab.com is now available on iOS and Android. And if you want to go watch a cool interview with that site's founder, one of our show's Foundation did a great interview with him in New York recently. Also, the new SlingPlayer app lets you watch and control your home TV and DVR on your Android tablet. And you can now stream full-length UltraViolet movies over Wi-Fi with the latest Flixster update for iOS.
Cool. My personal favorite iOS AutoStitch app, AutoStitch Panorama, is updated to include an in-app camera. If you love sneakers, you should check out today's kicks for iOS, and yes, I do love sneakers. And Androiders, CyanogenMod 7.1 is out. Now, if you're not aware, CyanogenMod is an aftermarket firmware that now supports tons of Android devices, like this guy, and it's actually a true gingerbread experience. So if you're not a fan of the stock interfaces on these guys,
you can go with the official release of it.
Semi-official.
Semi-official. Nice. So send us some of your favorite new apps for both Android and iOS on Twitter, Facebook, and in the comments below.
Or email us at appjudgment@revision3.com. Coming up, Android Honeycomb Facebook versus iPad Facebook. But first, check out this really awesome car for us app lovers. The fine folks at Ford have been nice enough to loan us a 2012 Ford Fiesta to drive around all fall, and I gotta say, I'm pretty excited about this. The new 2012 Ford Fiesta is decked out with a ton of new features and technology like Sync App Link, which allows you to access and control apps with your voice, all by the touch of a button through Sync. We'll be showing off Sync App Link and other cool features of the new Fiesta over the next few months. All of us at AppJudgment are really excited to be working with Ford and having them as our sponsor this week. So thank you very much, Ford, and the 2012 Ford Fiesta.
All right, Chris, we're going to take a look at the Facebook for iPad app that just came out yesterday, actually, and compare it with sort of what the Android has to offer. It's been out for a while.
The Android app has been out for a while, and there have been a lot of minor bug fixes. Nothing too major in a while, though. So let's see how it stacks up.
This iPad app for Facebook has been kind of long awaited. I mean, it's been rumored for a long time. There's even been some sneaky photos captured because they were actually hiding it inside of the iPhone version for a while.
Right.
And so if you jailbroke your iPad, you could get this early by doing it that way. But now it is officially out. Everyone downloaded it, rushed and downloaded it yesterday. And so yeah, our impressions of this, I would say that it was definitely worth the wait. It's a very clean experience with the Facebook app. Once you launch it, you immediately see your news feed and just all big full screen there. You can tap on this little drawer on the upper left and you have access to basically everything you would have access to on the site itself. Your news feed, messages. One of the cooler features is you can see all of your nearby friends and a really neat little interface. You tap on that and it brings up all your friends on a map. You can tap on their name to immediately zip to where they are, or you could zoom out of the map and see where they are all across the country and stuff like that. It's really, really slick, very fast. Yeah, but I think what I like the most is how easy it is to access my news feed and my messages at the same time, because that's really what I want to do when I'm launching Facebook. I just want to see what my friends are saying, what their updates are, but at the same time, if I've got any messages, and scroll through that. And there's a really cool kind of split screen system for you to do that.
I really like the different panes and how they just sort of come over top of each other. They don't distract you, and that new bit of information just comes over what you're already looking at. So you're not jumping around and getting confused.
And I really like the pop-up notification window. So if you get a friend request, you can tap on that, and it'll pop over what you're doing. Same thing with new messages and new notifications. You can check in, add photos. It's just a really slick experience. You can tell that it was very meticulously designed and well thought out. And yeah, I really enjoyed using it. And so why did it take so long for Facebook to release an iPad app? Well, as we have heard that Mark Zuckerberg was very famously quoted as saying the iPad is not a mobile device, not mobile. And a lot of people disagreed with Mark at that point, and so I think Facebook finally kind of recognized the need, and that they needed a slick experience on the iPad. Because, I mean, granted, browsing the Facebook website on the browser on an iPad wasn't so bad.
Right, whether or not Zuckerberg wants to say that it's a mobile device or not, I think you could still have a better experience on this device, whether you want to call it mobile or not.
Right. Yeah. You want other things to get out of the way and things like that. So ultimately, I think it is a great iteration of a Facebook app redesigned for a tablet on the iPad. I say download.
Yeah, and like we were talking about, a lot of these things I've seen on third-party apps for Android. I know I've been using Friendcaster, which I think is the best third-party app for Facebook on Android. But the native Android app still lacks a lot of this stuff. And the one big update that we did have was on newer Honeycomb devices. You could now zoom in on the screen, because these were obviously meant for a smaller phone screen. So now you have this little thing down here on the notification bar. You can zoom to fill screen. So that
makes everything bigger.
It makes things bigger.
Yeah, you can tell that it's just been kind of doubled.
Yeah.
There's a pixelation going on.
There's a lot of pixelation, and especially if you're looking at something like pictures and Facebook, the last thing you want is for crappy pixelated images.
Right.
So it makes these icons look okay, but it's really not a practical solution. So on Android right now, I still think you have to look at a lot of the third-party apps rather than the native Android app.
Which would you say is the best third-party app to use?
I think Friendcaster is the way to go. It has a lot of the things that you mentioned in the native iPhone app. You know, the different windows, the panes kind of going over top of each other, the nearby check-ins, that sort of thing, integrating with the maps and the other parts of the phone. So that's not there yet on the native Android app, but now they've got to up their game. Now that Apple's done this, I think that there should be a major Facebook update for Android soon.
Yeah, and I think ultimately what you want in an app like this is very quick access to information and things to get out of the way, which you weren't getting by just browsing to the website. So that's why they needed an app for the iPad. That's why they need tablet apps in general. If people are going to start using these tablets more than they use their laptops, we need that kind of accessibility. So.
Yeah, we've had a discussion on AppJudgment before, especially with Android.
Right.
We need more of these tablet-specific apps, and you know we're still lacking them. And it's good to see them coming out more on the iPad, and we need more of them on Android too.
That's right. So if you guys are using Facebook for iPad or a good third-party app for Android, or the actual Facebook app for Android, let us know. What do you think? What are your favorite features? What do you find yourself using the most? Until then, you can leave a comment below. You can also email us. You can follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. And we'll see you next time. This is App Judgment.
See you later.
See ya.